You know what sound that is, folks? You betcha. It's another Noon Whistle. I'm Chris Trottier.
And I'm John Anzalone, and we have an exciting day today. We have Dr. Kelly Demerath from Career and College Academy of the Elkworks Area School District with us today.
And she is here to talk about one of the most unique programs in the state of Wisconsin that started at the Career and College Academy. But before we hear from Dr. Demerath, let's hear from the kids. Watch me work technology here.
All right.
Let's see how I can do this there, John.
Our new program, the Gateway Edge, offers an associate's degree.
So starting that freshman year, students are taking college-level courses with the goal of earning their associate's degree before they graduate from high school.
It kind of gives you a head start on life. You can either go get a job right away, or you can start on to get your bachelor's degree.
And then I could get my career quicker.
When the students graduate the CCA Edge, they hit the ground running because they have everything they need and more.
Love it. There's lots of exciting things going on in Elkworks Area School District, but this one is really exciting.
Yeah, Kelly, tell us a little bit of how this started and why it aligns with your kind of tagline as a high school to a different degree.
Thank you. I am in the Noon Whistle epicenter. This is so. I am in the
ecosystem of innovation, and this is the #1 podcast in Walworth County.
Yes,
Kelly, we're going to hire you for a hype person
out of many.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. The Edge program is unique. It is new, it is exciting, but while the idea of students gaining their associate's degree before they graduate high school is new here in Walworth County and Wisconsin, it is actually not new to many other states around us. For many years, other high school students in other states have had this opportunity, and it is something that we've always wanted to bring here. And we were just in a charter school conference, and we were presenting, and we are really the only charter school that allows students as early as 9th grade to start their college transcript, to start college right away. And the benefits are they're gaining college credit, they're earning their associate's degree before they graduate. So that is actually the first 2 years of a 4-year degree. That's all their general ed credits. But also it's this other part of the program where they are fully supported by a college connections coach that they meet with every day. They work on Avid, college ready skills. But then they get the best of both worlds, because not only are they getting their associate's degree, all of those credits transfer to their high school diploma. And we have many students who start here at Gateway Technical College in Elkhorn. And then we have a bus at 11 o'clock that takes them to Elkhorn High School, because Elkhorn High School does great things too. And they take 2 elective classes. And then they're there for athletics, activities, anything they want to participate in. So the idea is that they don't lose anything in their high school career, but they get a huge advantage in terms of they're ready for college coursework, and they get it right away. They get assistance in their college coursework. It's a huge financial benefit to students and families. I think UW-Whitewater right now is like $8,600 just for tuition for 1 year. So we're saving $17,000 to $18,000 right now for students.
Is this year the first year? Is this the launch of Edge?
No, we started last year. And we had 1 cohort of students, and we've grown to now, that group is now in 10th grade. And our 9th grade cohort started up this summer with a class, but they're going to really launch in September. And we actually now have 2 cohorts.
Okay.
Of the 9th grade. So yeah, we've doubled in size, which is really exciting. But we find that students and parents are just really enjoying the ability to advance in terms of coursework and credits and getting into the college environment.
So obviously there's multiple benefits, right? There's the first benefit is you're getting dual credit starting right out of the gate as a ninth grader or 10th grader for all your courses, or most of them, right?
Mhm.
The second benefit is that translates into real dollars for families as they move on. The third thing is they're getting a real authentic collegiate experience as a incoming freshman. But we played a short video from the kids. What do the kids say that they like outside of those three? What do they like the most? Because I think there's some, I'm over here with Sita's office, so I get to walk through and see them all the day, every day, and you hear them talk, and they're super cool. It's super interesting to listen, and I think Kelly could better articulate it than I could.
Well, they love the opportunity. They love the opportunity to be on a college campus starting in their ninth grade year. But one of the unintended benefits was that this is a small cohort of 20 students in each class. And so our freshman cohort, they're broken apart into two, but they become their own, community. And there have been so many students who have said, you know what, I came into it, I was a little worried about joining a small group, but they said, I love that. I love that I have my college cohort, and we message each other outside of class if somebody has a question. And so it's really become across the board this great experience for students to be supported not only in their college classes, but also supported by their learning community.
So Kelly, what happens if I'm a student that I enter the EDGE program, I start going one direction, and I decide, you know what? This wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I want to switch to a different career path or a different pathway. Is that possible?
Yes, and that is so valuable. Thank you for talking about that. I think everybody has something that they thought they were going to be, and then they took a class or they had experience in the field, and they're like, "Oh, guess what? I'm not going to do that." The great thing is we get to do that in high school. I mean, I remember I had that kernel of knowledge when I was a sophomore in college, paying for it myself. But we get to do that now. We get to explore that now. And so we have students who decide to do the EDGE in the morning and then continue on in specific pathways at Gateway in the afternoon. So we have students who pursue criminal justice. We have students who pursue computer science, things of that nature. And they get all of those classes tuition free as well. But they get to dip their toe in the water and see if that is something that they really want to do, so they can make pretty informed decisions on what they want to do in the future.
Without penalty and without cost, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's free of charge.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the Elkworks Area School District unique. At all three of our campuses, we say there's no limit on number of college credits you can take, and we will make sure that it is free of charge because we want free access and all for kids. I think the other thing that I would bring up, and I have a daughter who's about to enter it, and I think for students,
I have a son.
and
We're parents of EDGE students. Yep.
I think one of the biggest takeaways that I never anticipated when we were trying to recruit and attract and kind of sell this model is hearing kids who really found the college experience calendar conducive to their life, mental health, because we think about, I remember years ago, John, and your kids were students at Elkhorn High School. We made that pivot from the 8-period day to the trimester. Part of it was reducing the course load, but still offering more credits for kids and staff, right? It was just like every 45 minutes, ring a bell. It's really, truly the factory model of schooling. Well, here, they take a math class, 3 days a week? Mm-hmm. So they have, for 2 hours, hour and a half. Mm-hmm. So they have they have days in between where they can process the learning. They can ask for help. They can everything's a little more digestible. And I think we've never talked we talked about it in the trimester launch, but we can even revisit it now. When our kids are taking 5 classes at Elkhorn High School, who does an amazing job for kids, that's every day. That's the equivalent of 25 college classes.
And I think
25 credits a college class.
even the AP world has kind of gotten over its skis a little bit. The intention of AP is to get students college ready. And we find that when students just take the college course, one, there's not a high stakes test at the end, which dictates whether or not you're going to get credit or not. But they also find that it's not that 5 days a week, huge grind, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. They really like the fact that 2 to 3 days a week they get to focus on this class, and then it's the automatic college credit. And we have the universal transfer agreement where the credits are really in line with what students would take. So intro to psychology at Gateway is the same intro to psychology that you would take at Whitewater or Madison. And I actually talked to an advisor at Madison, and I said, okay, so this is what our students will be graduating with. And he said, I don't see that from anyone in Wisconsin. He said that he sees it from students who are transferring in, which means a lot in terms of their competitive edge.
Yes.
He said, if that is the program, he said that is the one that's going to put students to the top of the list.
Are there some frequently asked questions by parents like, hey, what's it going to be like for my freshman sitting in a class with adults? Or I guess thinking from the parent lens, are there some of those questions you get quite often?
Yeah, that is one of the questions, because the Gateway Technical Colleges is a technical college campus, free to adults. But what we do is we contract the classes and they are closed. Our EDGE students, because they're starting in 9th grade, they're only in class with their peers.
Okay.
So they are not in class with any adults. If they decide, hey, I want to pursue computer science in the afternoon, then we would have that discussion that it would be an open class.
Okay.
But for the classes that we contract, they are closed. They are only our students. And Gateway does a great job finding professors who want to work with high school students. And they have spread the word. They go to their employee learning days and they talk about how great and engaged and excited these students are to be given this opportunity.
Any other questions that you get quite a bit from parents that you would like others to know, or maybe answer them now?
Well, first, they can't believe it. The first question they ask is, you said tuition free. Is that real? Yes, that is real. It's an incredible savings.
Who said nothing's free?
Right. It's an amazing opportunity. But then they ask, is my child able to meet the coursework? We have students who take their placement test in the spring semester of their 8th grade year. Not that students couldn't enroll at any time in the EDGE, and we certainly have students who do that, but they do have to take a placement test. And we don't ask Gateway to change the class at all, because we want it to be transferable to any 4-year college. So students have to take the placement test to show that they have the English, reading, and math abilities to get into the college environment. And so they're most surprised when I sit down with them and we go through their placement test. The number of students who can place into the college level in terms of English and math is astounding.
Wow.
I mean, just the idea, to talk to a parent and say, okay, so your child has now tested into English 101. That's like if they went into Whitewater right now, they could take that first year English course in that university, and they're in the spring semester of their 8th grade year.
Which amazing work by the student along the way, but also amazing work by Elkhorn Area School District.
100%.
Put those kids in a position to be able to do that. What do the professors say? What kind of feedback have you gotten from them?
They love it. And actually, we do have some videos where the professors talk about the students. They're amazed. They are just amazed that we have this group of students. At first, they were a little concerned when we brought the program to them. We were like, hey, we've got an idea. How would it work? And they were very worried that we would ask them to teach differently, that we would ask them to change their schedule or to amend the class. And we said, no, we want these students to have the experience, and we will support them if they need help or anything like that, because we'll have that college connections coach right there. But that's the key thing. They were amazed that the students were eager and motivated, and they really love working with them. And I love the fact that they've gone back to their own employee learning days and said, this is an amazing opportunity, and these students are ready for the challenge.
Well, and to your point, John, I've talked to just some of the powers that be at Gateway, and one of the things they love about the kids is they all show up every day. They all do their homework. They're prepared. They have this kind of college coach that follows them, that supports them. They have communication. Hey, this kid's not doing it. There's accountability. When you're at the college or university level, you're functioning independently, right? You're an adult,
Sure.
Right? I mean, I missed a couple classes at university level.
No.
Who knew?
I can't believe
Who
it.
knew? It was just volleyball. It was volleyball class.
That's called calculated learning.
Yeah, correct. I thought it was blended. I thought
You
it
were
was
just a good distance learner
before
distance was a thing.
I was a trailblazer. Go
So
Pioneers.
let's say
Go ahead,
I'm playing the parent role, and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, all right, where do I go to get information? How do I find out about this? Can my kid do it, or can't my kid do it?
We are enrolling now. We actually have another placement test date next week, but as students are interested, they call or they email, they get an appointment with me, and we talk through what the program is. I answer any questions that they may have, and then we schedule a placement test date. We pay for the placement test, and then after the placement test, we go over the score results. This is the perfect time to enroll because classes start in September.
So call the Career and College Academy, and that'll get you started.
It's scrolling at the bottom of the ticker here.
Tech Wizard. Look at that.
Yeah.
Video
This guy.
scrolling.
262-741-9449 will get you there.
Yeah, give a call. So
Start college now, right?
Yep. All right, John, we're going to close a little differently, and we haven't discussed this.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Don't worry.
All right.
Raise your hand if you're worried.
All right. So I'll be.
Blink.
Yep. So we are going to say, what is you ready? What's your favorite athlete of all time? Because what people don't realize, this lady here was a college level pitcher at UW Green Bay.
That's right.
All right. And John, you coach for GTS, and obviously I love sports. So John, looking back, like we're going to go, Glory Days is playing in the background from Springsteen. I want to know your favorite athlete of all time.
I am right on this one.
Teammates, whomever.
Cal Ripken Jr., a man of skill, a man of character, and a man of work ethic. That's it.
That's very good.
Kelly?
Oh, so what got me on the way to softball was my mom, actually.
Oh.
I was one of those always around the ball field kind of kids. She was a first base woman, and my dad was the coach. And she gave me one of the best pieces of advice. She was like, Kelly, if you hit the ball far enough and it goes over the fence, you don't have to run as fast. The bases. So no, that really, she got me onto softball, and the first glove that I ever had was hers. And so imagine me as this T-baller with this huge floppy Wilson A2000, because it was my mom's glove.
Correct,
and I want to be just like her.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
cool.
would say that.
So I currently still have an athlete in the family. So my heart says Lauren Lynn Trottier at UW Eau Claire. But I think growing up, Cal Ripken was my second.
Okay.
Robin Yount was my third.
Who?
But my favorite of all time, Q John Mellencamp. I was born in a small town. The hick from French Lick, Larry Bird.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately, people don't realize this, that he was kind of a scrappy guy at 6'9", 6'10". So, getting guys' faces and getting physical with Julius Erving and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you shouldn't do that. But you know, I kind of modeled my game, although 8 inches shorter, after him when I played high school ball. So
Well, that's a good role model, and I know he wanted to get into modeling, but he chose basketball. So
yeah,
Well, he had great hair.
Well, I was
Great
just
hair.
gonna
He
say,
had great hair.
Huh?
Yeah,
huh? Back to the hair.
you know, it's a simple equation.
All right.
Simple equation.
Well, we got to get our loyal viewers and listeners back to work here. So, Kelly, thanks for being on. John, always a pleasure. And if you are interested in one of the most unique, if not the most unique program in the state of Wisconsin, the Gateway Edge at the Career and College Academy, I do want to do a shout out to our friends, colleagues, and partners at Gateway Technical College. Katie Groff, Mercedes Duran, former athlete, former Mercedes Duran, all of the people at Gateway who help and make this work and advocate for what's best for kids. And it's not always, you don't find a lot of institutions that are always eager to be, you know, innovative and iterative, and we appreciate their work. And on that note, John, have a good rest of your day. Kelly,
thank you guys.
Having me.